Hello mga grade 10, welcome to my channel. This is Tutor Marife. In this video, magsasolve ulit tayo ng geometric series given ang summation format. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng given problem na to? Sinasabi nito na i-add up mo ang 8 terms na mabubuo mo kapag nag-plug in ka ng k equals 1, 2, 3, up to 8. So, pag iniisa-isa mo na isosolve ang terms ng sequence na ito, it's a geometric sequence actually. That's why the instruction is to evaluate the geometric series. Okay? So, long method yon. Yung iisa-isahin mong hahanapin muna ang 8 terms nito by substituting k equals 1 to 8. Ang gagawin natin ay yung shortcut solution. Okay? So, ang formula pag nagsosolve ka ng finite sum of a geometric sequence ay dalawa. We have S sub n equals a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n all over 1 minus r. You use this when r is less than 1. The other formula is S sub n equals a sub 1 times the quantity r raised to n minus 1 all over r minus 1. You use this when r is greater than 1. Okay? Again, let's define first the meaning of each symbol in the formula. S stands for the finite sum. Itong subscript na n equals the number of terms you're trying to add. A sub 1 is the first term of the geometric sequence. R is the common ratio. Okay? So, kung titignan mo yung difference ng two formulas, dito sa second formula, na-swap lang yung terms dito sa binomial na ito. Yung r raised to n ang naging first, then naging second yung 1. So, ganun din sa baba. Sabay mong isa-swap. Okay? So, this is only a derivation of this. So, yung ibang grade 10, nakafocus lang sa iisang formula. Okay? Ang purpose lang naman kasi nito, which formula to use, is if you want to make your difference in denominator always positive. That's why you take into consideration if r is less than or greater than 1. So, if r is less than 1, para mag-positive yung answer dito sa denominator ng formula, gagamitin mo ito. Kasi 1 minus a number that's smaller than 1, you will get a positive difference. If your r naman is bigger than 1, you swap the binomial expressions in the formula so that you will get a denominator that is positive when you plug in the r and evaluate the denominator. Okay? So, let's start by determining the 3 information that we need to know in order to use this formula and solve for the sum. So, we need to know the a sub 1 or the first term, the common ratio or the r, and the number of terms that we're going to add. So, let's start from a sub 1. Our a sub 1 is actually the numerical coefficient of this exponential expression. Numerical coefficient is the constant at its left. Kaso wala kang nakikitang coefficient sa kaliwa niya, it's invisible and it's actually equal to 1. So, pwede tayong maglagay dyan ng nakamultiply na 1. Hindi mag-iiba yung expression mo dito dahil any number, any expression multiplied by 1 is still equal to the number or the expression. Okay? So, this is actually your a sub 1. So, the value is 1. Next, we need to know the r. R is actually the base of your k minus 1. So, it's negative 8. Next, we need to know your n. N is actually the number at the top of our summation symbol. It's 8. Yan. Okay? Then, we need to know if r is less than or greater than 1. It's negative 8. Negative 8 is less than 1. So, we're going to choose the first formula to solve for the sum of the 8 terms of this geometric sequence. Okay? So, let's substitute. Sum of 8 terms equals the first term times the quantity 1 minus negative 8 raised to 8 all over 1 minus negative 8. Okay, pwede mong palitan ito ng brackets para hindi ka ma-confuse kung parehong parenthesis yung nagamit na grouping symbol. Okay. So, since itong expression na to is being multiplied by 1, and by identity property of multiplication ulit, if you multiply this expression by 1, it's still equal to this expression. So, pwede mo nang i-omit yung times 1 na nasa labas ng brackets. So, pwede mong isulat na lang yan. It's 1 minus negative 8 raised to 8 all over 1 minus negative 8. Okay, next. Itong mahabang fraction bar na ito is actually a grouping symbol called vinculum. And from your GEMDAS rule, you perform operations within your grouping symbols before you proceed to EMDAS. Yan. So, since this is a grouping symbol, if there is operation on the top of the vinculum and another operation at the bottom of the vinculum, i-perform mo muna. So, you simplify both the numerator and the denominator before you can divide. Kasi fraction bar or vinculum is also a symbol for division. Yan. Okay. What's next? Pag ang operation symbol mo at ang sign ng succeeding term mo ay nagkatabi, finalize mo yung magiging operation between the term on its left, tapos yung term on its right. So, paano mag-simplify? So, we have 1 and 8 raised to 8. So, paano mo i-finalize yung operation that connects 1 and 8 raised to 8? So, is this a minus or a plus? So, paano? You count the number of negative. So, if the number of negative is odd, the final sign is negative. Final sign or the sign of your answer is negative. So let's count. Negative is enclosed with parentheses. So it means this exponent 8 is also applied to the negative sign. Negative, if you raise it to 8, that means you have 8 negative signs. Plus this negative, altogether, you have 9 negative signs. So, ang bilang ng negative sign mo ay 9. 9 is odd. This is odd. Therefore, your final sign is negative. So, yan yung connector mo for 1 and 8 raised to 8. Okay? Dito naman sa baba, you have two methods to finalize the connector of 1 and 8. One way is, of course, by using the subtraction rule sa grade 7, kasi you are subtracting two signed numbers. Anong subtraction rule? You change the minus sign to plus sign and change the sign of the subtrahend. So, this becomes plus and this becomes positive 8. By counting naman, if the number of negative is even, your answer or your final sign is positive. Yeah, so let's count 1, 2. You have two negative signs. Therefore, your final sign in between 1 and 8 is plus. Yan. Okay? So, G says that you have to perform information within the vinculum before you can divide. So, dito sa numerator, we have subtraction and exponential. And between the two operations, E comes first. So, we exponentiate before we subtract. So, evaluate 8 raised to 8. Ano yung value ng 8 raised to 8? 8 raised to 8 means that we have to use the base 8 as a factor 8 times. 8 beses na isusulat mo as a factor ang 8. Okay? So, manually, 8 na 4, 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 is actually 4,096. So, 4 ulit, this is another 4,096. And if we multiply 4,096 and 4,096, that is, the result will be the value of 8 raised to 8. So, let's do vertical multiplication. 6 times 6, 36, carry 3. 6 times 9, 54 plus the carry over 3, 57. 6 times 4 is 24. 4,096 times 9. 9 times 6, 54. Carry 5. 9 times 9, 81 plus the carry over 5, it's 86. And 9 times 4 is 36. So 0 times 4,096 is 0. 4,096 times 4. So dito mo itatapat sa 8. Okay, skip mo yon yung 6. Dahil dito sa 0 product ng 4,096 and 0. 4,096 times 4, 4 times 6 is 24. Sa 8 nakatapat. Carry 2. 4 times 9 is 36 plus the carry over 2, it's 38. And 4 times 4 is 16. You add up all the partial products. So we have bring down 6, 11, carry 1, this is 12, carry 1, 17, carry 1, 17, carry 1, 7, and bring down 16. So, 8 raised to 8 is 16,777,216. Yan. All over. So, G, perform operation in the denominator. So, what's 1 plus 8? It's 9. Last operation sa numerator is the subtraction. We subtract. It's negative 16,777,215 all over 9. Okay. Divisibility by 9. You add up all the digits of the number, then check if the sum of its digits is a multiple of 9. So 1 plus 6, 7 plus 7, 14 plus 7, 21 plus 7, 28 plus 2, 30 plus 1, 31 plus 5, 36. The sum of its digits is 36, and 36 is a multiple of 9. Therefore, we can divide this by 9. It's divisible by 9. Okay, we can now divide. Determine the sign of your answer by counting the negative. 1. If the number of negative is odd, final sign is negative. 1 is odd, therefore our final answer must be negative. Let's divide by 9. 16 divided by 9 is 1, remainder 7. Yung remainder mo na 7, imagine na nakatabi dito sa next digit na 7. So you have 77 divided by 9 is 8, remainder 5. Yung remainder 5, itabi mo sa next digit ulit na 7. So you have 57 divided by 9, 6, remainder 3. Remainder 3, tabi mo sa isang 7 ulit, 37 divided by 9 is 4, remainder 1. Yung remainder 1, itabi mo sa 2, 12 divided by 9, 1, remainder 3. Yung remainder mo na 3, itabi mo sa 1, 31 divided by 9, it's 3, remainder 4. Then yung remainder 4 mo, itabi mo sa 5, 45 divided by 9 equals 5. Your final answer is negative 1,864,135. Your answer is integer. Dapat lang na integer. Kasi by closure property, under addition, kasi you are adding up, you are getting the sum. Pag kukunin mo isa-isa ang terms nito until the 8th term, mapapansin mo na ang lalabas na terms nito ay integers. Puro integers. You start from k equals 1, your first term is 1. If k is 2, your second term is negative 8 raised to 2 minus 1, or negative 8 raised to 1, and that's equal to negative 8. So as you continue plugging in k equals 1 until k equals 8, puro integers ang lalabas na terms ng geometric sequence na ito. And by closure property, under addition, if you add up integers, the sum must also be an integer. Okay, so mali ka kung ang lalabas na answer mo for the sum is a decimal number or a fraction that is not equivalent to a whole number. Okay, so that's all. This is my solution. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Tutor Marife MCP. Thank you.